talking to Eloise Warren here, Parkers Perry High School. Eloise, how many college credits will you have when you graduate from Parkers High School?
32.
32.
Yes.
And how many of those have been online?
Probably half.
And the other half were concurrent.
Yeah.
What does it take to be successful online? You've got a whole list of online classes here that people can take.
The person has to be driven independently. You can't have someone putting the flame underneath your butt and hope that you're actually going to succeed in the class. You have to spend a lot of time studying for the classes. I go home every night and I've been doing developmental psychology 7 hours a day basically for the last 3 days in a row. So you have to be driven and you definitely have to put in the time or else you're not going to get the grades.
You doing a lot of reading?
Yes, so much reading.
And then are you preparing for an examination that's going to be given?
Yep, always preparing for exams and tests and everything like that.
Now some people might say, I want to go online because I'll be able to take the examination with my book open. They'll never know the difference.
And certain classes there is proctors. My, what was it? The biology class I took last year was anatomy and physiology. And that was closed book, closed note. Basically you had to memorize 3 chapters, test on them, and then you'd have a proctor sit in the room because they have passwords that you have to type in online so that you can't cheat at those things because you'll have a proctor sitting over you. Catherine's taking nutritional something or another right now. Nutrition in health or something. And basically she's taking these classes and they have a certain browser that you open, like Internet Explorer. Only this one, you can't have multiple tabs, so you can't cheat. And there has to be someone in the room, so there's ways that you can't cheat. And if you have a proctored class, that isn't possible. My developmental psych, however, does have open note, open book. But you still have to know the material well enough to get around the book for a test, because they are timed tests. And if you have a timed test, you generally have less time to find the answers.
I'm guessing in addition to tests, you're also writing some papers and submitting them?
Yes. For my developmental psych class, I have to go over to the elementary and observe children right now to write a 2.5-page essay on them, as well as having 4 essays per week that I have to do. So there's plenty of stuff to keep me busy.
With the professor, are you developing a relationship? Do you in any way feel like you know this person, or is it just like a robot is out there marking your paper?
It depends on the teacher. I've learned that the biology teachers online seem to be a lot less friendly and a lot less helpful than the teachers for the psych classes and the other classes I've taken. The psych teachers are very personal and they try to talk to you every time that you log on. Or they're posting things constantly that you get to read, or they send out emails. Same with my social problems teacher. The biology teacher last year I had some problems with, but that's a different story.
For most students who are going to take college classes during their high school career, which direction do you think they should go? Concurrent or online?
Depends. Concurrent has advantages because you have someone that you can study with in school. For my concurrent enrollment, I took poli-sci the first semester, and I went out to Catherine's house and we studied for our first exam, and both of us got a pretty high score on it when I was taking my anatomy and physiology. The person I went to for study help was my mother, which sounds really pathetic, but she would stay up really long nights with me to help me study because nobody in the school was taking the same stuff I was taking. So, you know, between the two, there are some advantages, like the online classes, you get a better selection for college credits that you can take. But the concurrent enrollment, the teachers know you better, so it'll give you a better advantage if you do get behind or something does happen. And you also have that studying factor and the people around you supporting you. So I like concurrent better in most ways.
Where are you going to college next year?
I'm going to Moorhead State.
Are you going to be a freshman or a sophomore?
I will be a sophomore upon entry. They don't count you as a sophomore, but I will technically be a sophomore.
Will all of your concurrent and
Yes.
e-campus and high school credits count?
Everything will count from concurrent and e-high school. There was another school I was looking into in Aberdeen, and those were more subject to change or not all be counted. So it kind of depends where you're going, how far away it is from home, and if they're a public or private or college. But all of mine will transfer to Moorhead, no problem.
You've probably saved something close to $13,000 or $14,000 here. Is that your calculation also?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. Any other words of advice?
If you're doing online, just make sure that you're prepared for it. Don't come crying to the teachers because they're not going to care.
And much of the online work is at home on your computer?
Yep. You have to be dedicated or else you're not going to make it. And you also have to make sure that you have backup plans in case the Wi-Fi goes down. Things to keep in mind that do happen.
Thank you, Eloise.